Hello everyone, my name is Kenny Cormandy from the Airgun channel, My Airgun Reviews. As everybody knows, Google has pretty much castrated gun and airgun video revenues over the past year, and they no longer cover the cost of making these videos. I have set up a website with a description of how you can help, and I've also activated a PayPal account where people can make donations to help keep these reviews coming. I was funding them out of my own pocket, but over a year ago I was diagnosed with cancer. That has become very costly, and I can no longer afford to fund these videos out of my pocket. So if you want to make a one-time contribution or a monthly contribution, whatever you like, you just go to the description below this video, and there are links to both the website and the PayPal account. And this next review that you were going to see has been funded as much by donations as the ad revenues. My name is Kenny Cormandy, and now let's get to the next video. Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to test 4 different metal tipped hunting pellets to see which one performs best. Those 4 are the H&N Hornet, the Predator Metalmag, the Crosman gold tipped, and the H&N Terminator. These 4 pellets they're designed for hunting. They've got a metal tip for crushing through skulls and bone, and we want to find out which one works the best. Okay, and pellet is no good if it doesn't have enough power to penetrate, and it's also no good if it doesn't have any accuracy, regardless of what it does when it hits. So for starters, the H&N Hornet 16 grain 22 caliber had a low of 783.1 feet per second, a high of 796.4 feet per second, averaging 792.1 feet per second, extreme spread 13.3, and an average muzzle energy of 22.3, which is very good, and a high muzzle energy for the fastest shot of 22.54. The next heaviest pellet, the Predator Metalmag 17 grain, it had a low FPS of 747.5 feet per second, a high of 765.3 feet per second, an average of 755.0 feet per second, 17.82 foot per second extreme spread, standard deviation 7.14. The average muzzle energy was 21.52. with a high of 22.11 foot-pounds muzzle energy. The third pellet, the Crosman Gold Tip 17.4 grain, had a low of 748.5 feet per second, a high of 756.9 feet per second, an average of 754.5 feet per second. Extreme spread was only 8.42. with a standard deviation of 3.31 feet per second. Imagine that from a Crosman. Average muzzle energy, 22.0 foot-pounds of energy, and the high fastest shot was 22.14 foot-pounds muzzle energy. And the oddball in this group does not have a gold-colored brass tip or metal tip. It just has a metal spike protruding up through the middle, and it looks like several other pellets, but I happen to know that that spike is made of harder metal than the lead pellet it's within. And so I decided to include that one. It's a 16.36 grain pellet. It had a low of 775.1 feet per second, a high of 797.3 feet per second, an average of 785.8 feet per second. Extreme spread was 22.21 feet per second with a standard deviation of 9.69, but an average muzzle energy of 22.44 FPE, and that fastest shot generated 23.1 FPE. So the H&N Terminator, even though it's a little bit different than the other metal tip pellets, was the winner of the muzzle energy test. Let me put those numbers up for you so you can see them. And now we'll go to the accuracy test. It'll first be the H&N Hornet, then the Crosman, or then the Predator Metalmag, and then the Crosman Gold Tip, and then the H&N Terminator. Okay, now the gun that I used for this was actually the Benjamin Mayhem 22 caliber. I was going to do it with the Diana NTEC 350, but A, my arm was getting wore out cocking that rifle, and B, the stock kept coming loose and I just wasn't sure it was going to give me an accurate account of what the pellets were capable of. So I used the Mayhem because it's the easiest cocking high-powered rifle. And I was a little disappointed at first with the first 3 pellets, but then I got to the 4th pellet and the gun absolutely changed my mind. So here's the accuracy test. Now you can see the first 3 pellets were not bad. The most accurate was the H&N Terminator, and by quite a bit. And then the next most accurate was the H&N Hornet, which did not surprise me. And then the Predator Polymag was in there, and the largest group overall was the Crosman Gold Tip. Now I thought that 4 pellets grouped pretty well with it and just 1 flyer way out, but everything had flyers except the Terminator, and I guess you could say the Terminator had a flyer too, but it was right in there. Okay, and now for the ballistics test. I'll tell you how I rated them. Number 1 again was the H&N Terminator. I determine that by the size of the cavity generated, the expansion of the pellet, and how far it went through. And so number 1 was the H&N Terminator, number 2 was the Crosman Gold Tip, number 3 was the H&N Hornet, and number 4 was the Predator Metalmag. So here's the ballistics test. Okay, this is interesting. This is the hole made by the H&N Hornet. This is the hole made by the Predator Metalmag. This is the hole made by the Crosman Gold Tip. That's a big one. And this is the hole made by the H&N Terminator. Now, that's where the Terminator pellet ended up, and we can see that's where the Crosman Gold Tip pellet is. Nothing protruding out the back of this block. This one broke. This is how far in the Predator Metalmag made it. And now we got to see how far the H&N Hornet made it in. Now that crack isn't exactly on line with the path the pellet took, so we'll cut that one open. This clay is actually cold and stiff sitting in the back room. Now it would appear that there's the pellet right there, almost all the way through. Get this in line there. There's the pellet right there, so went in up here and it was veering upward. Now let's take a look at this hole made by the Crosman pellet. Okay, that's a whopper of a that is a whopper of a cavity that pellet made. Looks like the pellet fell out the back. That pellet should have been, well, you can see how this H&N Hornet really pancaked, but you can see that hard metal point is still there, so that would have crushed a skull. Here's the Predator Metalmag. You can see the tip is gone. And there is the H&N Hornet. Metal tip still in place. Mushroomed out fair. Now all I got to do is find out where that dang Crosman gold tip went. Rather than cutting the block apart, I just kind of opened up the hole where the H&N Terminator went in, and that is also a huge cavity. And that cavity goes right through to the end of the block of clay. So that pellet traveled the farthest, made equal big cavity, and I would say that pellet's clearly the winner. So far, the H&N Terminator has been the winner of all three of those tests. And then the fourth factor determining which is the best pellet is cost per pellet. Number one was the H&N Terminator, coming in at 4.26 cents per pellet. What I did was I took 5 different prices from 5 different retailers, added them up, divided them by 5, and then divided by the pellet count, and that gives you the cost per pellet. And that's what I did on all 4 of these pellets. So number one was the H&N Terminator at 4.26 cents per pellet. Number 2 was the Predator Metalmag, which cost 8.1 cents per pellet. Number 3 was the H&N Hornet, coming in at 11.85 cents per pellet. And number 4 was the Crosman Gold Tipped, coming in at 14.95 cents per pellet. Now that is more than a lot of the 22 long rifle rim cartridge bullets. And one of the purposes of air guns is to keep your cost of practice shooting down. And obviously you're never going to do that with a Crosman Gold Tip at basically 15 cents per shot. You can shoot a 22 rimfire for less than that and do more damage. So, you know, if you want to use the Crosman Gold Tip, you're definitely going to want to use it where you want to do plenty of damage to whatever you're shooting at, but you don't want so much power that it ricochets and harms humans or livestock or something like that. But the winner in pricing, accuracy, ballistics, and muzzle energy, all 4 counts, the H&N Terminator came out number 1. You know, I gave these pellets all a numeric rating, the lowest being the best. And the performance end, the H&N Terminator had a 3 score, the H&N Hornet had a score of 7, the Crosman Gold Tip had a score of 9, and the Predator Metalmag had a score of 11. So the H&N Terminator just blew away the competition. Then when you add in the cost per pellet, the H&N Terminator had a score of 4, the H&N Hornet had a score of 10, and the Crosman Gold Tip and the Predator Metalmag each had a score of 13. So the H&N Terminator has just absolutely blown away the competition. I don't know, what can I say? Before I go any farther, I want to show you each pellet, what it looked like after it was dug out of the clay. Okay, so the overall winning pellet, hands down, was the H&N Terminator. The cheapest, the most accurate, the most muzzle energy, and the best ballistics. The other pellets do not even come close to it. And so, hands down, the best hunting pellet with a metal tip that's capable of crushing through a skull and doing lots of damage on varmints is the H&N Terminator 16.36 grain in the 22 caliber version. My name is Kenny Cormandy, and thank you for watching.